Millennials are killing businesses. Yes, we are murdering businesses. So many businesses are going out of business, and it's all our fault. At least if you ask a baby boomer. Or any of these plethora of articles that have come out blaming millennials for these corporations not doing well and having to go out of business. Now, look, they blame us for, we're not buying homes, we're not buying cars, we're not even eating at Buffalo Wild Wings and Applebee's anymore. Oh my God, oh dear God. Again, you look at any headline, that's what you'll see. Why are millennials buying diamonds? Well, it could be that the fact that we don't have enough money for diamonds. Just saying. And look, there's a pretty easy answer to a lot of these questions. And of course, the entire narrative that we're killing businesses. See, when an entire generation decides that, whether it's our fault or not, against purchasing certain items, you could rightly point out that that has a measurable negative impact on the economy. Declining sales, layoffs, and even bankruptcies. Places going out of business. And while our choices and economic circumstances do have an impact, because we are now a big part of the economy, what gets left out of a lot of these articles is the fact that we actually had no say in creating the environment that has made us have to make those choices, as well as create those circumstances for businesses. Now, the thing is, they don't talk about our situation and who created our situation. Baby boomers. That's right. And I know I got boomers in the audience. Like, you guys are great, but I'm talking about the ones that have actively worked to destroy our economy. Okay, so again, I'm not going to do the same catch-all of catching everybody, just the ones who have actively participated in destroying our system. Now, during the recession, a lot of us were in our teens, or we were graduating for college, right? Turns out that a lot of us came to age during the worst recession since the Great Depression. Now, you have Morgan Stanley analyst Kimberly Greenberger telling Business Insider, and she talked about this. She says, I think we've got a very significant psychological scar from this Great Recession. Now, what does that mean, psychological scar? Well, it's not like we're like, oh my God, I need to go to therapy. No, what it is that it's like, hey man, we grew up in the age of everything falling to shit. So money was scarce, jobs were scarce, they were hard to get. A lot of people got their savings wiped out. Okay, hey, you know what we're going to do? We're going to be more responsible with our money. We're not going to buy things that we can't afford. We're not going to go and borrow credit or get these houses, because we don't know when the housing market is going to crash again. We lived through that. Okay, that's fair. Now, she continues, 1 in every 5 households at the time were severely negatively impacted by that event. And if you think about the children in that house and how the length and depth of that recession really impacted people, I think you have an entire generation with permanently changed spending habits. As a result, Greenberger says, millennials just don't spend as freely as previous generations. And the irony here is, a lot of people tell us, millennials, you got to save your money, save. You don't have a retirement, you got to save for retirement. Why are you not spending money? Why are you not spending? You are spending $10 on avocado toast, but you are not saving for a house. Why are you not spending more money? Why are you spending too much money? Again, the criticisms are coming from both sides, and they're all ridiculous. But the answer to that, of course, why are we not spending money? Well, why are you spending? How can you spend money that you don't have? Wages are stagnant. College debt is now almost $1.5 trillion. Home prices are absolutely insane. We're in the middle of a housing bubble right now that's probably going to pop. Good jobs are still hard to find. Millennials are more like to work at Applebee's than go there. So why blame us? It's easy, and it ignores facts. Hey man, it's easy. It takes all the blame off us, and we don't have to listen to your pesky facts. Now, let me give you some of the facts. 7 in 10 students graduate with college with student loan debt. Now, they owe an average of over $30,000. This is according to the Institute of College Access and Success. And that's ignoring, of course, the massive amounts of student loan of debt from students who borrowed but never graduated. This is just graduate students. Now, income, both for graduates and millennials who haven't attended college, has failed to substantially increase. That's led, of course, to 31% of young millennials, ages 18 to 24, and 33% of older millennials, aged 25 to 34. Hey, look, I'm in that second group, not having any money in their savings account. Now, I've got a little bit in my savings account, but who knows how long that's going to be there. But most millennials don't. And that's sad. Now, obviously, it makes sense, too. It's not that we're lazy, we don't want to save, that we're not thinking about the future. No, it's the fact that if you have a lot of debt, a job that barely makes enough to survive and service that debt, then you're not going to be saving money, and you're not going to be buying houses or cars. I mean, especially in places like LA or the Bay Area. Now, I don't live in any of those places. I'm lucky to live in an area that's fairly cheap and not in California. But people who do live in the Bay Area, people who do live in the Los Angeles area or New York, you've got to be a millionaire to buy a home. Because that's how much they cost, at least. So, I mean, home ownership in those big cities, it is becoming impossible for a lot of people. And it doesn't help when, after the housing crisis, for example, some of these banks went and bought up a whole bunch of homes and artificially jacked up the prices. So, again, big problem, right? And speaking of the banks do not help. After all, they crashed the economy, so there's a lot of distrust when it comes to some of these major financial institutions, as well as the fact that they don't really want to lend out to regular people. Instead, a lot of these banks are now on the stock market playing financial games and doing a lot of gambling on Wall Street. Now, the result of all this is a generation that essentially does not believe it's going to be able to retire or own a new car or a nice house. So they think, why am I even saving up for it? I don't even know if I'm going to be able to retire. I don't have a retirement fund. Can't really save up for that either because it's not going to be enough. I'm going to work until I die. Okay. Not only that, but a lot of people are concerned that they're not even going to have health care. So there's so many things to save for and not a lot of ability to be able to save up for them. So, and look, to be honest, I think a lot of millennials right now are just looking forward to being able to pay off and service some of their student loans. So there's that. So if the result of that is that we're killing entire industries, well, then that's not our fault. And maybe instead of blaming us, the industries should adapt or die. But what do Republicans always say? The market will correct itself, right? Well, they say that when it comes to wages and regulations, but they tend to be really quick to blame millennials for not propping up those businesses, for making a choice in the free market to not visit those industries. And you get Business Insider or, Wall Street Journal, Forbes, The Economist, whatever, putting out article after article of why millennials suck. So how do the boomers factor into all this? I mentioned the boomers, right? Well, there's a lot of them that went on to run some of these companies and to run some of the banks that crashed our economy. There's also a significant portion of boomers, older people, that vote for Republicans, that deregulate our industry, that keep the minimum wage low, that make sure that people can't have health care paid for through their taxes, like a single-payer system. They vote for politicians to make sure that they crush every little bit of opportunity that it would actually help millennials finally get a leg up. They crush it all. They also crush unions. They vote for politicians that crush unions. Despite, of course, many of these boomers benefiting from what unions have actually traditionally done. So, yeah, we got screwed over. The millennial generation absolutely got screwed over. And all we'd like to do, aside from being able to actually do better than our parents did, which we're the first generation that is not going to experience doing better than what our parents did, at least we could, I don't know, not be blamed for everything that seems to be going bad with the economy. That'd be kind of nice. Hey everybody, thanks for watching this video. If you want to see more like this, please hit the subscribe button below. And if you want to support truly independent progressive media, please consider becoming a patron at patreon.com/TYTNation.